my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on the fifth video in the series of my Cultivate What Matters prep work videos. So I believe there'll be 6 in total because there is so much prep work in this new planner. So I'm very excited to get started. Well, actually, I'm very excited to finish because once I finally establish my goals for the first quarter and for some of them for the year, then we can kind of continue planning in the rest of my planners and get those set up too. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump to the page I left off. I am on goal 3. So I'm filling out the action plan for how I'm going to accomplish it. And I will leave the playlist linked so you guys can check out the other videos if you are interested. If this is the first one that you've seen and you're like, oh, hey, I didn't realize it was part 5, you can go back and watch them from the beginning. So here's my yearly goals. I'll let you take a little quick glimpse. First one is a filing cabinet clean out, desk space refresh. Second is basement big project pick up dog poop weekly. Third is financial yearly sheets. Fourth is biz goal, new intros for both channels. Number 5 is reading 100 books for the year. 6 is health and movement and water. 7 is spiritual focus, and 8 is personal development. So we are on number 3. So we're just going to dive right in and then we'll come back and chat about it. Okay, so this one's pretty simple. I'm using the Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook. I'm using the smaller books, so these ones right here. This is the instructions and yearly spending, and this is the first month. So I'm going to use these to keep this one in my planner, and it's not a matter of me forgetting to do it because I am on point with expenses every day and budget every week. I've never missed anything. I'm so precise and I write down everything. And I'm not sure if it has helped me curb our spending. I think it has, but we have a growing family, and so it's hard to curb some expenditures like clothing, food, especially when you have babies and diapers and stuff. It's hard. So, but it has helped. So yes, tracking your expenses helps. Um, but then it's a matter of actually doing something about it. So you can write it down as much as you want and you can become aware of what you're buying, but it still might not help if you're used to buying that stuff all the time. So that's one pointer. But my goal here is to fill out the yearly sheets in that first book because the other 3 years I've used the planner, I haven't done that. And I feel like it would keep me more accountable. And I'm also going to be doing videos online, so that helps me be more accountable. And I'm excited to show you guys how I budget again because I used to do it. I just stopped for a while, and then so it's just being more organized and knowledgeable about our situation, and then resources, of course, time, money, emotional capacity, finances. We'll be in a better place financially, and every month we hope to increase our net worth. And the thing that might set us back is if Chad loses his job. Okay. How will I have fun? Well, of course, it's a planner. Of course, I love planning. I organize. I love numbers. So it's just perfect for me. And it does include everything because a big dream is to eventually pay off a mortgage, be debt free, have a new house. So it does kind of include a big dream. The finish lines is that we're going to make payments on stuff and have it like paid off, not by the end of this year, but eventually. And habits, I wrote them here. So daily are expenses, weekly is budget, and monthly is budget close evaluation, and then seeing how much our net worth has increased. Okay. And yeah, so, and then maybe I'll do a quarterly review. And then of course I always do a yearly review to see, what the first of the, year looked like and then what happened at the end. So that is goal number 3. So moving on to goal number 4, it is my business goals. So this one, I'm going to write everything down so that I know what to write for my planner, like my business planner. And it's going to look a little sketchy because some of these things aren't ironed out yet, but this page can be a work in progress. So I don't know if this is everything in a nutshell because I remember thinking that there was more to be had for my business goals, but I can't remember. So I have this new planner that I printed online. It's called the Maker's Yearbook, and I'm going to have a video on it. And I'm not sure if that video is posting before this video or after, but you guys will see that before the end of the year, potentially. So I don't think I'm going to write everything out and then talk about it. I think because I don't want to have personal numbers and data in there. So I think I'll just kind of talk about it and show you what it's about because I'm pretty sure there are people who also have like online businesses who watch my channel. So um, I think it's a really good planner, and the reason why I bought it's basically a work planner all by itself, but it kind of limits you to how many things you can do in a day. So the whole point behind that planner is you do 3 things a day. And it says like you can do more than that, but if you get the 3 things done, then you're golden, you're done. With me, I have like 100 things to do in a day because I have so many video output. I have so much video output like on a weekly basis that I do a lot of videos, and especially like during Plan Miss, well, I do a video every day, if not more. So um, for me, I'm just going to put my most important tasks on there, that those are the 3 things that have to be done that day. And that's going to be coming off my schedule that I've made for myself. So currently I have a schedule in place, but that's another goal that I might look at my schedule to see if it's in my best interest or see if I can rearrange it to make it different. Because I know that usually Monday and Tuesday, not so much Wednesday. Wednesday is currently when I have my stickers set up to design. Monday, Tuesday are my most productive days. And I almost wonder if instead of doing like for example, my journaling, the reason why I put my journaling on Monday was to kind of ease myself into the week because I knew that if I tried to do like a whole bunch of really hard stuff Monday morning, that it probably likely wouldn't get done. And so I said, okay, I'll do journaling, which I love to do. And once that's done, it's done. And I've had a pretty easy day. But maybe I could switch that and put stickers on Monday and then do journaling on Friday, where I have a lot more time. I know myself, and Thursday, Friday is usually pretty, I'm like unmotivated and ready to just do nothing. And then sometimes on the weekend, when I'm not supposed to do anything, is when I get the motivation to do a lot more. So it's kind of like backwards in my head. So just kind of like a lot of analyzing and just to see where my growth is. And I don't really do any analytics for the year. Like I don't analyze my channel to see, what's best for me. I do it monthly. I do it on a monthly basis. And I don't really know how to look at the big picture for an entire year because I do produce so much video content that it's hard for me to look at that. But I think the Maker's Yearbook, it pretty much focuses on one of two things. You can either focus on increasing your following and learning how to grow that through different techniques, or you can increase how much profit you're making. And while I know that I'm not making a huge profit right now, if anything, because any money that I make from my business, I put back into my business. So that's how I buy my makeup. It's how I buy my printer ink. It's how I buy my paper, my sticker paper, right? So all of that money gets reinvested into my business. So technically, I'm not paying myself a wage, right? Um, so I think my focus would be on following, like increasing my customer growth, my follower growth, because with that, if I have a bigger customer base, more people will know about what I do, and then potentially I'll have more sales. So I think that's what I would do. And then the other yearly goal that I wrote in, the first page was new video intros and artwork. And so you'd think that would be simple enough, but it's actually a lot more complicated than one would think. I use Canva, which is an amazing program, and I design different intros. The first year I had my channel, I didn't have anything. The second year I designed an intro, and I think I let that go for an entire year. And then the third year I designed a different intro, the current one I have now. And then I let that carry over into the consecutive year. And now I'm thinking of doing a new one. So it would be my third intro. And then even just the artwork on the channel headlines, like when you first look at a channel and you see like somebody's name appear. If you do it simple, it's probably easy, but it's hard to size it right and to get it in the right spot. It's actually a lot harder than you think it would be. So I mess around a lot with that, and I spend a lot of time on that. And it seems like silly because you don't get any direct profit from that. It just looks kind of cool. And in my opinion, I feel like I'm more motivated to do more fun stuff if I change it up every now and then. So that's what I do. Okay, so work and learning, right? Resources, time, money, expertise, or advice. That's where watching other videos comes in on how to, to do certain things with my work, or how to get affiliates, or how to get what I wrote down here. How to like endorsements, or anything where you're getting free products or whatever. And I think, again, increasing your following would open more doors, I think. Okay, so success, growth, and following. What might get in the way? Time and kids. And how do you have fun? Everything that I do, I enjoy immensely. It might be work and it takes time away from my family life, but I enjoy it, so it all is fun. Okay, and it includes everything. So the big dream is to have like a huge following on my YouTube channel, and just to have people, like tons and tons of people joining me, and to increase my Etsy sales, just pretty much the whole meal deal. That's the big dream. I don't want it to like get to the point where I have to hire people. I don't think I want that. I think I'm enjoying doing it on my own, and obviously the longer you do something, the better you get at it and the faster you get at it. So I mean, maybe along the lines I could hire an editor or something, but other than that, like it would be like freelance work, so I wouldn't actually have an employee per se. And then finish lines and habits. Finish lines, obviously, like my channel, like intro would be a finish line, and then habits, setting my schedule and following that schedule every day would be a habit. So I wrote down notes, but these aren't really meant to be in any particular season. I just kind of wrote down a whole bunch of notes everywhere. So one of my big goals is to complete the Maker's Yearbook. In that book, when you guys see the video, I haven't actually finished it yet, so I can't post it or link it. But in that book, there's a whole bunch of beginning pages. So there's like how to establish your goals, how to establish like, what do you want? Do you want the following or do you want the money? How to make a business plan. So you get a one-page business plan. And then how to and also looking back on the previous year, what could have gone better? What would you want out of your business? That kind of thing. And then there's a whole bunch of work, kind of like prep work for this, really. And then you just kind of establish all of this information, and then you go on to your scheduling, and it's like it gives you 3 lines every day, and you have to fill out what's the most important task in your business for that one day. So that might help me. Like if I pull back a little bit and I just do that one thing all day, that could help me potentially pull back. But for example, like on Wednesday, I'm supposed to design stickers. Maybe one Wednesday, I just work on planner charms and I make enough planner charms for the whole quarter or the whole month. And then the next one, I do a specific design, and that's the only thing I do that Wednesday, and then the week after, etc. And then that Wednesday, I don't film any other videos. I don't know if that's doable because there's sometimes I edit on that Wednesday if something has a deadline. So deadlines usually come first. So yeah, the Maker's Yearbook, a business plan, the new intros and channel art, that comes in January, so I'll give myself a whole month for that. Epidemic Sound, I put that in every season because my goal is to do it on a monthly or quarterly basis and just download some new songs, because I've been recycling old songs throughout all of my videos, and it's nice to have new music. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I said maybe get a new affiliates. The problem with that, if I have affiliate income, is I need to have that planner. I need to be able to work with that company. And right now I'm using Franklin is my main, like Jane's Agenda and Franklin, they're my two main planner companies that I work with. So it's not like I'm going to jump ships and go with some other planner company. Like goal planning is separate because I'm also an affiliate with Cultivate What Matters too. But it's a separate because I use it in conjunction with my other planners. So it's not like I can only use this or I use that. So that might be hard. New schedule to help with sticker design. So we've already talked about that. Holiday time for summer, I put that in two places. Planner charms. So do I do 3 different designs per month? Is that not enough? Like, I don't know. So it's something I have to think about. Potentially a giveaway in season 2, and then potentially a giveaway at Christmas. Haven't decided yet. It depends how much stuff I'm getting rid of, I guess. Unless I decide to just sell it. Because I know a lot of people are destashing their planners, like their Franklin planners, but I haven't got to that point yet. Okay, I don't know, we're running out of room, or running out of time already. I'll see how many more goals I can get done here, but we're not going that fast. Okay, so the next goal that we're going to write out is reading the books, right? So this one's actually pretty easy. So let's go ahead and fill this out. So this one was really easy. So it builds knowledge, it builds vocabulary, and it gives me quiet time. And it's a hobby that I enjoy. I like spending time by myself, curling up on the couch, reading a good book. It's like something that I absolutely love. I love to read. So I need time, money if I want to do the Kindle app or buy a book, and the emotional capacity. So, whether maybe not emotional capacity, but maybe mental. Like at the end of the day, am I too tired to read a book? Um, and that's something that I'm going to have to play with and see. So success, that I can say that I read 100 books that year. That's like a goal, a reading goal. What might get in the way? Time. And how will I have fun with it? I'll read books that interest me, that I want to learn from or grow from, and books that I love. And I'm not going to limit myself to new books. If I want to read old books, which I have in mind to read some old books, I'm thinking Clan of the Cave Bear, even though like it would probably be really hard to read those books, and get the time limit here, because that's like 9 books a month. That's a lot of books. So there might be months I might be able to read more. So we'll have to see. Like this is a lot of books. I don't know if it's doable, but we're going to try our best. And then, so spiritual and personal growth and work and learning. So it could be about work, it could be about personal growth, it could be about spiritual stuff, and it could be fiction. I got rid of nonfiction because nonfiction doesn't really interest me, so I'm gonna stick to these ones here. Okay. Um, and then all I did is I said, okay, each season I need to read 25 books. That breaks it down to like 8, and 9, give or take, right? So if I read 6 here, I could read more in January or more in March. And we'll just have to play it by ear. I don't want to get to January and be like, oh, I only read like 6 books. Now I have to read so many more in February and March. So I just have to be careful with that. And if it's completely undoable, I'm not going to put pressure on myself to do it. But I mean, it would be kind of fun to say that I did. Okay. Now the next 3 goals were at 34 minutes for this video. Let's do the next one. So it's health, movement, and hydration. So this one's a little simple too because I don't have to write it down specifically for each season, and I'll tell you why. So this is something that I started already. I mean, my Apple Watch has helped me track things, but I've been trying to focus on drinking more water for a very long time. And because I have 3 kids, I'm always busy. I'm always on the go. I have to get up and pick up my baby to make sure he's not, eating the pine needles from the Christmas tree or, picking up that little bit of dirt on the floor. So I've been moving a lot. And the other thing that I have been doing, I started this a couple months ago, is I have a whole health section in my planner, and I don't share it because it does have a lot of personal information on it. But I basically track my weight. So I actually do like line and bar graphs and everything. I have I can't remember what they're called, but they're these inserts from Jane's Agenda that you can print. I don't know if you can purchase them anymore and have them sent to you, but I think you can print them. Oh yeah, the biohacking uh, worksheet, I think. Biohacking or tracking. I think it's called biohacking. Anyway, so it's got like all of these little dots on the page and then certain things that you do on the left-hand side. And then you can change it or fill in, um, like, if you take meds or take your water. And then you basically create a line graph for the month. And then you can see how, like, your sleep correlates to your mood, or how your sleep correlates or your water intake correlates with your mood, or whatever it is, right? And you can see how the correlations between all of these different things. And I love that insert. The other thing, I put my medications on there. So I was really bad at taking my medications. I have asthma and I'm on a steroid inhaler. I have to take it twice in the morning and twice at night, and I'm terrible at taking it. I'm also having fiber gummies, and I forget to take those all the time. So I have to track those. And then, of course, my vitamin. And I also have a stomach pill because I have severe acid reflux. And so I've had it ever since I was a child. I think that's pretty much what my colic was, because I was colicky for the first like year of my life. I was born with acid reflux issues, and it's probably like the little lid on my esophagus, but I've never actually gotten it checked. But the doctor said either way, either you get it fixed medically, like physically, or you just take medication and the medication's not going to harm you. So just might as well just take the medication. So I do. And my acid reflux is good, and I don't have any more damage. So that's good. Um, but in order to do that, I have to track it because I forget so easily. So I always track it in the morning. And I'm on other medication, and I track that as well. And so yeah, I keep like a cycle tracker. I draw my own on graph paper, and then draw this like big grid for the entire year, and then I color it in depending on what my cycle is at. And that's fun to look at too, because I can correlate that to moon cycles, and that's really, really cool. I love doing that. So it's pretty much fun because I get to track everything and see how my body is doing. So um, I have like a habit worksheet, and it basically, I have a section for health, I have a section for work, I have a section for personal stuff, and for family. So I track all of that on the same area. I keep that in my wellness section because I know I'm checking it every day. And then from the stats on my Apple Watch, I've been tracking um, like my calories burned, my intake, like what I eat, my movement, my sleep, all of the things, like my steps, everything. And I write it down so that I can have a record of what I've done and, what that scale says the next day or the next week or the next month. Like, oh, this is why, I've lost 15 pounds or something, right? So I'm having fun with that. And I'm actually got into a habit of doing it. So I'm really happy about that. So I do need all of these things: time, money, physical space, help from others, emotional capacity, especially if I decide to start working out, health and wellness, the goals at the end of the year. So lose weight, I'll be hydrated and healthier. Okay. Time and money could get in the way of that. And for extra activity, I do dance. So like what I do is because I'm a karaoke freak, I love singing in my living room and I practice my songs in my living room and I dance as I'm doing it. So if you guys have ever tried dancing while you're singing songs, it's really, really hard, right? So that's something that I've been practicing. And whenever I go to karaoke, which is usually once a week, I dance my butt off. So if anyone sings like an upbeat song, I'll dance. And it just kind of comes naturally. And the more weight I've lost, so I think I said this in a previous video, but I'm down like 50 pounds. So the more weight I lose, the more I feel like dancing, which is crazy. So I have more energy. Um, it's better. I just feel better. So, including in that, which I never really put here, but health is like a big category, I also put dentist. It's very important to get your teeth cleaned at least every 6 months. And by cleaning, I don't mean fluoride, I mean scaling. Oh, like I've been watching these videos online, and like there are people who don't get their teeth scaled, which means they get the calcium and the tartar buildup broken off your teeth. Some people leave it and it looks terrible, and it's actually really, really bad. Like, I'm sorry, but I invested in a really high quality set of dentist, like dental hygienist tools, and I scrape off my own teeth in between visits because it bothers me that much. Especially when you can feel it on your back molars, it drives me crazy. So I do it myself. Um, you have to be careful, especially if you're not a dental hygienist, because you can easily scratch your gums and make yourself bleed. But the good thing with anything in your mouth is that it heals so quickly. So um, I wouldn't be upset or weirded out if you are bleeding because it'll heal the next day. And I wouldn't be scared off from that either. But anyway, yeah, it's really nice to have it. But yeah, I've been tracking my calories, my movement, my food, and then I've got a doctor's appointment for a check-in for my weight loss, January 15th. So yeah, so that's really, I'm happy with how things are going. Um, but I do need to start eating healthier. Like I don't eat a lot of vegetables, and I think vegetables would definitely help me, um, succeed faster. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is leave the rest of this for the next video because we're at 42 minutes. So all I have left is 2 more goals. Talk about what that looks like. So I've got spiritual focus and personal development. So I think those are good 2 goals to leave for the last video. And then after we fill that out, we have the season. So like these would be like the big ticket items, and I'll have to write small because I might add in here as I go throughout the year. But these would be big ticket items that I'd be like thinking of doing in that season. So I really like how this is broken up because you can see it at a glance. So for example, I would say new channel art and intros, filing cabinet, desk refresh. For March, I would say, or February, plan Connor's birthday. Mine would be in March. I don't know if I'll have a party or something, but my husband and I do something for each other. And then maybe cleaning up the yard here, planting the garden in May, going on a holiday here, setting up the Christmas tree in December. Just stuff that I know that I'll be doing in a specific month is what I would write there. And then the last bit is the word of the year. So like it kind of tells you how to do this. You can actually get a book. I should probably track it down. I don't know if I can find it because I think I have mine packed away or I threw it out. But one year I actually did get this like little book off of Amazon, and it journals your way through your word of the year. And it's kind of like this, like you write down any words, like you can look online for words of the year and write down words that resonate with you. So like my one for last year was balance, because I was like, well, how do I balance work and home life? And I think for a lot of Well, people who work out of the home too at like actual jobs, like people they work for, same thing. But I really find it difficult to balance when it's your own business because when it's your own business, you can just keep going and going and going. There's no ending. I'm actually going to write a blog on that tomorrow is like, how do you stimulate yourself? Like, how do you like, you might be so excited about your business and there might be so many things that you have to do all at once, but that's how I like focus myself is I write a brain dump and then I schedule my stuff accordingly. But even then, I have way more things on my list to do than just 3 things a day, like I was saying before. It's ridiculous how much I could do. And even if I finish the things for that day, I could continue working. I mean, I could continuously film videos and I could continuously edit videos. For example, just today, this is the second video I'm filming. No, third if I count Plan Miss. And I also edited 3 videos. So that's a lot of work. And today was my journaling day. It's a Monday. So I was very, very busy today. So I just wanted to put balance as my word last year, but I almost feel like that could still be my word. But I feel like I've come to a point where I have achieved somewhat of a balance, but my new goal would be to be able to work during the daytime hours. So as soon as supper is ready, as soon as I pick up my son and it's time for supper, then I don't want to be working anymore. I don't want to be working late into the evening because that takes away from my personal time and time when I could be reading or watching a movie or spending quality time with my family. So balance is always a good one. But I'm going to do some research here before we go into the next video. I think I'll try to do that tomorrow. And even if I do that video, I might not actually have my word of the year, but we can talk about that in January when we go into the January goals. Okay. And then this is like visualizing what's ahead. I don't usually fill this out, but it does give you some nice space to write notes if you want to. It says you can collage, sketch, paint, sticker revision, but I don't really do that. I mean, I should. I did have a future board last year, but I got rid of that really quickly because some of those things, they didn't come to fruition right away. So it's easy to get frustrated. So this tells you how to make your tending list, but I already know that part. And then I would also fill out the routine page. So it gives you a morning routine, an evening routine, and then weekend reset. And I don't know about this. I mean, I could write out a few notes. I used to have, I don't know what happened to my routines. I think I have them in my planner. So I think I'll just take it from there because unless something's changed, but I think I'll probably do the same thing. And then I know in January, you've got a weekly routine. So you can basically write out your weekly rhythm. And this is ideally how your week would look. And I like this page. I've done this in the past in my bullet journal. Like ideally, this is what you would want to accomplish in a day. This is what things look like. I mean, for example, Monday to Friday, your kid might go to school at 8 o'clock and come home at 3. But it's not taking into account like one day they might be sick. Well, that's fine. It's just what ideally your week would look like. So that's it for video number 5. So there are going to be 6 videos. That is absolutely crazy, but we should be able to finish because like I said, we've only got the 2 goals left. I'll be filling out the season, which is pretty easy, I think. Word of the year I might skip if I'm not ready for that, and then we'll come straight to the routines, and that'll be it. And then we'll get right into January when that comes, so probably closer to the end of December. So thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this far. I know we're on season 5, we're in the home run, we're almost done. And if you guys have jumped ahead and you've joined the Cultivate What Matters goal setting team, that's awesome too, because they have, their prep week. So that's awesome. It doesn't matter who you follow or where you go to get inspiration or ideas, just that you've done it, right? Don't buy this book and, just leave it sitting on your desk somewhere and don't not fill it in. Like that's the most important part. You need to fill it in and you need to do the work. And then you need to follow through with those things the best that you can. And if you can't do it all the time, that's okay. But try. Try to do it. But anyway, that's it for me. So give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're new, please subscribe, click on the bell button, and I'll see you in the last video of this series. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.